Hi, welcome to Breathe Well Coaching. This is a live yoga class, and today I want to move you through rib mobility exercises to help you get more of a natural breathing pattern. This is also going to help relieve any back pain you might have because it's all connected. So, for today's class, it's for all levels, beginners to advanced. And really, the reason I'm bringing you this specific class today is I'm creator of Breathe Well, Live Well, which is a 60-day private coaching program help to retrain dysfunctional breathing patterns. You can get this from chronic pain, chronic stress. You can have it from anxiety, from herniations or prolapse. And so when you get these dysfunctional breathing patterns from trauma, whether physical or emotional, you change your breathing pattern, and it can take some time and some gentle practices to help you retrain to more of a natural breathing pattern that supports your well-being. So Breathe Well, Live Well is a private coaching program that pairs breath work and wellness coaching together to help you overcome not only breathing pattern disorders that can come from all those different things I just mentioned, but also to help you with wellness and life coaching. So it's a great program. If you have questions or want more information on that, go ahead and look at the description. There'll be some information and a link to a private one-on-one 30-minute live coaching call if it's something that interests you. So now, find a comfortable place to sit down. In today's session for rib mobility and low back pain and to ease anxiety, we're going to have 5 parts to it. So we're going to start with grounding and centering, learning that 360-degree diaphragmatic breathing pattern. The second part will be a dynamic warm-up. So I want to make sure that we increase your blood flow, get the synovial fluid moving in our joints, warm up the body so you'll feel kind of a little bit of a rise. And we'll do breath of fire when we're there to stimulate our respiratory diaphragm here. Then we will get into rib mobility exercises, low back pain exercises, and finish with progressive muscle relaxation, which is so relaxing, and humming bee breath. So that is my plan for today. Let's get through it all. It's going to be about a 40-minute session today. So find your comfortable place to sit down. I am using a bolster. I would recommend that if your knees or hips are tight. I like to have my knees lower than my hips. So before we begin, remember, medical disclaimer, listen to your body, get cleared by a doctor for exercise. Not every exercise or every movement is for everybody. And especially if you feel that pain or that tension, it's not going to be a good move for you today. So really listen to your body. You can always come back to gentle 360 breathing if something doesn't work for you. With that said, find your comfortable place to sit. I don't know if I introduced my name yet. I'm Coach Erin. I am a physiologist, breathing and wellness coach, and I teach a lot of this stuff on YouTube virtually. I'm the mom of 2, a wife, and I just love that I can connect with people from all over the world with this type of practice, this mindfulness wellness practice. So thank you for being here. Let's begin. Close your eyes. So remove all external distraction. Close the eyes, close the mouth. Start to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And I just want you to observe here the quality of your breath coming into today's practice. Has it been short, shallow, choppy, irregular? Just notice without criticizing or judging. Just become aware, kindly, curiously, noticing the breath. And as you're breathing here, I want you to keep the eyes closed if you can, and bring your hands to your ribs. Just touch your hands. The fingers are on the front, the thumb is in the back of the ribs. Now, this is a really good indicator that the ribs are not only in the front side, but they're also in the back. So sometimes if our ribs are tight, we're not using the respiratory diaphragm, our low back gets tight too. Now, when you breathe, I want you to breathe in through the nose and feel the ribs expand out laterally. And then exhale out of the nose and feel a gentle hugging in. Well, this is the first movement we're doing today, so it's not going to be very big. You're just going to feel a slight opening on the inhale, expansion, and then exhale, things come in gently. You can't really feel that. That's okay. Hopefully by the end of the practice, we'll retrain that breathing pattern. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be sucking in on the inhale and feel like you're rising up vertically. You want to expand out horizontally or laterally out to the sides on the inhale. Eyes are closed, and I just want you to get connected with the pattern of breath I'm looking for, a 360-degree expansion. Now keep your hands, or move your hands lower onto your belly. Then inhale and feel a little stretch in the belly. And then exhale and feel it soften down. Inhale, feel the belly rise gently. And release. Good. So it's not just about belly breathing. I want you to bring your hands onto your knees, palms facing up. Eyes are closed, and start to think about the low pelvic floor area in your butt and your low back. So when you inhale, all three of those areas should stretch too. Inhale, stretch, belly, sides, low back, pelvic floor, butt area. That's that 360-degree expansion. And then exhale, everything gently hugs in. Get really curious here with this breathing pattern and keep the neck and shoulders relaxed. Do a couple more like that. You're breathing in for 4 seconds now, and you're breathing out for 4 seconds. I'll cue you. You just focus on that pattern 360. Exhale completely. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Breathe in. Feel the expansion. Breathe out. Relax. Everything draws in. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, just like that. Breathe in and breathe out. Eyes can remain closed. Bring a smile to your face. Just notice how you feel, a little more connected to that respiratory diaphragm, and we'll keep increasing that connection throughout the class. But congratulate yourself for getting through the first part, the centering. Your eyes can open gently. I'm going to remove the bolster from underneath my glutes, my meditation pillow, and then switch how my feet were. So one was behind, now I'm going to move that one in front. So switch the direction of your feet. Bring your hands on your knees, and I want you to start to inhale forward and exhale back. So we're sticking with that 360-degree inhale. The neck and shoulders are relaxed, and our body likes circles. So when we're warming up, when we're doing this dynamic warm up, we're doing circles. And this is in our hips, yes, but this will translate to the ribs. Our belly is really relaxed here. This is really great position for or movement for digestion. Breathing in as you come forward and out. And I have a gentle grip in my hands. Don't bring tension to places that don't need it right now. Breathe in, relax the pelvic floor on that inhale, feel that stretch, and breathe out. Now let's switch directions. So switching directions, rolling back, coming forward. Be gentle, be easy. If you start to feel pain with like a bigger movement, decrease your range of motion. Make the movement smaller. Breathing in and out through the nose. We want nasal breathing, especially in on the inhale, as much as possible. And your breathing pattern is a little elevated. It's probably a little faster than that 4-4 breathing pattern because we're warming up. So we're going to have a little bit quicker breathing pattern to increase blood flow. will definitely come down towards the end of class. All right, so come back to center. Close your eyes, palms are going to face up, and just notice what that movement felt like in your body. Relax the belly, soften the face. Good. I'm going to have you bring your fingertips to your front shoulders. We'll start to circle. I hope this isn't messing up my microphone, but we'll circle our elbows in one direction. Keep your breath really even. So what happens here a lot of times, and you keep circling your shoulders, I'm going to stop, is that people grip and hold in their stomach when they add movement in. I want you to keep the belly relaxed and remember that 360-degree breathing pattern as you're here. So it's not just breathe, breathe more, breathe deeper. How you breathe, the biomechanics do matter because we want to activate the respiratory diaphragm, not these other secondary breathing muscles. After you've gone one direction, I want you to switch directions with your shoulder circles and move in the opposite direction. Remembering that 360 breath, and slow down your breathing to the 4-4 rate now. So 4-second inhale, followed by 4-second exhale. There's a lot of moving parts here, but you're doing great. Stay with it. This is going to warm up the shoulder joints, which gets better blood flow to our lungs and our heart. So we want to increase the blood flow through these rhythmic, dynamic movements. One more breath in and out with the circles, and then go ahead and lower your hands down. Drop your chin to your chest, and then rotate. It's not quite a circle. We're just rotating our neck side to side. Go back to that breathing. Notice if the moment you start doing a new exercise, you tighten up in either the pelvic floor or the belly or even the low back. Go back to that breathing pattern. That's how we get that nice, gentle inhale, stretch, and exhale, release. So keep with your neck stretches side to side. Sometimes if I feel really tight in my neck, I might hold to one side, kind of tip my chin up towards the ceiling a little bit, maybe get a couple breaths on that one particular side. I'm just going to explore how I'm feeling today with like that childlike wonder, going back to being silly, being a child. It's hard when we're adulting so much and life is lifing on us, but kind of connect with that curiosity. Come back to center. I'm going to have you inhale your arms up. That's your inhale. But even though you're inhaling your arms up, don't suck in on the inhale. Inhale, expand out laterally. That's hard. So try that a couple times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. 360 breath. Exhale down. And if you know Ujjayi breath, this would be a good time to do it. I'm not going to really teach that much today, but it's an inhale and exhale with sound, constricted throat. Now you can keep doing it just like this, or you can add a gentle twist. That means opposite arm comes to opposite knee. Then we inhale through the center. Exhale, opposite arm to opposite knee. Like you're floating your arms up with that 360 inhale, and your exhale twisting, waking up the internal organs. Another one that's great for digestion. Helps to ease anxiety, soothe the mind and body, bring it back into balance. Do a couple of these, linking this breath with the movement. So it's an inhale, 360, lengthen arms up, exhale, twist. All right, that's good for that one, okay? Float the arms down. From here, we're gonna get more into the hips. I want you to bring your feet forward, press back on your hands. My fingertips are facing out to the side, and then just start to rock those hips. This one is so lovely. Some of you do know my story and some of the reason that I teach what I teach, but I've had back pain since my teens. I have scoliosis and what they call flat back syndrome. So structurally, it's not great. So I've herniated disc, I've dealt with tissue issues in my pelvic floor, and after having 2 children, I had postpartum anxiety. So I have definitely benefited from these types of stretches I'm showing you today to help with all of that, and also retraining my dysfunctional breathing patterns, overcoming air hunger with this breathing and wellness coaching. So if you have any more questions about that, let me know. This should feel good. We're going to hold the knees to one side and then rock that outer leg up and down. So we were just doing external rotation of the hip. Now I'm adding in a little internal rotation. I think of this as flossing, almost like flossing that hip bone. Breathe. Notice if when you add movement, you forget that 360 breath. That's a really good indicator that we're going to want to work on your breathing pattern. All right, so after you do a few of those and you feel good and like the hips gliding a little bit better, we get all the cobwebs out, then go to the other side. So I'm going to move back so you can see me a little bit better. But here we are, internal rotation. Breathe. We want the fascia, the connective tissue that surrounds our muscle, to be able to glide. So it gets sometimes sticky and then it holds our muscles in that tightened position, and then muscles can move bones. And so this type of movement practice that I'm teaching you today is really good for your fascia. See how we're kind of gliding? That's really nice for those joints and the muscles surrounding the joints and bones. Breathe. All right. Adductor rocks are next. This is one of my favorite movements, especially for pelvic floor tension. And my guys out there, you have a pelvic floor too. Erectile dysfunction, decreased blood flow, really tight squeezing of the butt area. So my guys that I work with hold a lot of tension in the pelvic floor and the butt area. So this helps with that because this muscle, our adductor, goes right up in there. It connects right in that pelvic floor area. Arms are going to be forward a little bit, and you're going to exhale, and my back toes are curled under, just so you know. I'm exhaling back and inhaling forward. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, come back. Inhale, stretch forward. Release, and then exhale, come back, sit back. You can do this as slow or as fast as you like. Just keep it pretty rhythmic and make sure you're linking it to your breath. I call these adductor rocks. Now, if you have knee issues, which I would say would be really helpful to have like extra padding around for a lot of these yoga movements. One thing that's great about this class in particular is I don't have you getting up and down that much, but this is definitely putting pressure on the knee. And if it puts too much pressure, you can try to add that padding underneath or bring your toes down. That might help as well. Couple more. Inhaling forward, 360. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Great job. Let's move into the opposite leg, the opposite side. I kick my meditation pillow out of the way. And then we're going to come back on that exhale, forward on the inhale. Back on the exhale, forward on the inhale. So this is one of the ones that you could potentially play around with, whether or not you're inhaling forward or exhaling back. If you like maybe inhaling when you come down, that's fine too, because you get that nice stretch in the pelvic floor. You can play around with it a little bit and come back to this dynamic stretch whenever you feel like you're feeling some tension in that area. You're feeling some pressure. Keep breathing. Hopefully this feels really good. So there's one thing about teaching virtual is that I do really miss having the feedback of teaching an entire class where you can look at people and see what they're doing. You can, kind of connect in person. So that's the one holdback. I don't know who's out there watching on the other side and how they're feeling. So you can feel free to comment to me. I try to get back to everybody after you do this class and you maybe feel something or have questions about something. I'm here for you. I've been coaching for the past 17 years, since 2005. So I've heard it all probably. All right, that's probably enough. Wonderful job here. So now that we're finishing the second part of our class today, which is our dynamic movements, I'm going to have you in hero's pose. That means I'm sitting back on my heels, my big toes are down. Have your hands in your lap, the thumbs depressed. Close your eyes. Go back to your 360 breath. I'm going to offer two things here. You can stay with your 360 breath, or you can move into breath of fire with me. This stimulates the respiratory diaphragm more, but it also really stimulates the nervous system. So that's why I'm going to give you the option. If you are feeling super anxious, if you are dealing with panic attacks, with air hunger, with any one of these like heightened nervous system states, I would say just stick with the 360 breathing. Save this breath practice for when you get to respiratory diaphragm strengthening. And if you're in that air hunger phase or the panic attack phase, you're probably just not there yet. That's okay. For everybody else who's feeling like they can do this, they're not overly anxious, put your hands on your belly, breathe in, and you're going to fill. And then breathe out, and you draw in. And it's kind of noisy like this. Let me show you a few. Inhale, exhale. Want to make sure you get a relaxation sense in between. So you inhale 360. It's a lot quicker. 1 second on the inhale, 1 second on the exhale. Then we're exhaling, snapping in and up, really strengthening that respiratory diaphragm and the pelvic floor area. So let's try a few breaths like this. Inhale, fill. Exhale. Do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. That is called breath of fire, and it stimulates the nervous system. So if you're feeling sleepy or you need some energy, feeling really tired, you wake up tired, this would be a good breathing practice to go to. I like 3 rounds of 30 seconds to 1 minute to really get the full benefit. But today we're just exploring, so we're not going to stay here too long. Let's move into our third section of today's class, which is rib mobility. We will start with cat and cow, starting to get the spine involved. So you have the knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread your hands out wide, and then inhale. I want you to arch your back. This is the stretch. Maybe look up if that's available to you, and then exhale. You can exhale out of the mouth here. Draw everything in and up, including your pelvic floor, really round in the mid-back. Inhale, expand. Feel the belly, the low back, the pelvic floor, everything stretch on that inhale. Exhale, round the spine, draw everything in. I'm inhaling through the nose, arching the back. Feel that stretch, open your heart. Exhale, round the spine, drawing in out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose, 2 more. Exhale out of the mouth. Last one. Inhale. That feels wonderful. Exhale. Okay, come back to a neutral spine. This means not arched, not rounded, somewhere in between with your pelvic bones. Now from here, you can have the toes curled under or toes flat, whatever works for you. I want you to look over your shoulder and look at your butt. And then look over the other shoulder and look at your butt. I think of this, we used to have dogs. They've unfortunately passed, but we will have a dog again at some point. And I think of this as like wagging my tail. I don't think cats wag their tails, but definitely dogs. So think of that dog and how they wag their tail. And this is a side bend. So notice when you start doing this, do you go to shallow breathing? Or can you still keep that 360 breath while you're here? Keep it really relaxed today. This isn't like Pilates, so it's a little different. We're not contracting the whole time. Good, and you're just wagging side to side, breathing taking time to explore your range of motion. Nice. Moving into a low lunge, or a couple lunge variations. The first one's going to be on one knee, the opposite arm, or the same arm that's down, lowers to the ground, and then your leg's going to extend out and you reach up and over. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the front of the body, and I want you to start to breathe into the rib cage here. Breathe in, feel that stretch, and breathe out. Let's stay here for 4 more breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Smile, you got this. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Explore while you're here. You don't have to be static. Breathe out. And lower the knees together, then move into the opposite side. I hope my mic isn't making a lot of noise here. From here, you're relaxed, and then you extend the arm out if you like to. Stay relaxed in the ribs so they can expand. Now breathe into those ribs. Breathe in. Side body stretch. Breathe out. Breathe in. Relax the pelvic floor and inhale. Breathe out. Breathe down low. And release. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. And last one. Breathe in. And out. Gently come back. Take your time. Ease out of these poses. Feel what you feel. For me, I felt a bigger stretch on this left side. So maybe I'm a little tighter on this left side today. Exploring our body is really helpful if you're dealing with any type of condition like this. Okay, so now I'm moving into a lunge. From here, I want you to feel really supported, like you're not heavy down into that one knee, that the weight is pretty equal in between your foot and your knee. A couple options here. This might be enough for you. If you need to ease off of it a little bit, you can have your body more stacked, or you can shift forward a little bit. Play around. I'm going to have you drop your hand down if you can and reach up and over. Explore what that feels like. Make sure you're breathing. Expand the pelvic floor on the inhale and the butt. Feel that stretch. And then come back up and shift the hips back, coming into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Now, this might be pretty tight for you, especially if you have low back pain. Going to move you through that a couple of times. Shift forward into your low lunge. Hand stays on the ground. Reach up and over. Breathe into your ribs. This is for rib mobility and a little bit of low back. And then take your time to shift the hips back and feel that hamstring stretch. You point the toes up, you'll feel it more. Be mindful. Walk forward with your hand, nice and easy. Reach up and over. Feel that stretch. Last time, we're going to come back into our hamstrings. Breathe, 360. Don't hold your breath. Relax the belly. Now, let's move into the opposite side. So I'm just going to kind of turn it over for you. Same thing, we start in that low lunge position. Just see where you're at today. Do you need it more stacked? Can you shift forward a little bit more? What feels good for your body? Then play around with where you want to be. When you come forward, I kind of like hinge forward a little bit, lower my hand down for stability, and reach that opposite arm up and over. Breathe into your pelvic floor. Do not hold it tight here. Breathe into your ribs. Big inhale and then slow exhale. Slowly come back, walk it back. It doesn't have to look beautiful and fluid, especially if you've never done this. So the more you do it, the more functional it will become for you, the easier it will become. Walk forward, stay low, reach up and over, breathe into the ribs. Exhale, maybe sigh here. I felt like I needed to do that. And then shift it back. walking it back. Maybe point your toes up towards the sky. You feel that nice stretch. Hamstrings. I think we need one more on this side to even it out. I hope so. Inhale, breathe, side body. Relax the pelvic floor in the inhale. Take a breath or two. When you're ready, slowly walk it back. You're doing so good. You're doing so good. Hold your hamstrings, stretch for a moment. And then come to your side body. I'm going to use a pillow here. You don't have to. So if you weren't going to use a pillow, you'd extend your arm out long and rest your head down. I'm just using a pillow so I can see you a little bit better and hopefully not smash the mic. All right, so the position I am here with the lower body is I try to keep my hips pretty stacked, my knees bent, my feet on top of each other. So aligned is what we're kind of looking for. This top arm is going to be doing the work. I'm going to have to move forward a little bit to show you this, but here we are. So you're laying here, open, reach back behind you, and then close. I can't get my arm all the way back because of the wall, but I'm sure and hopefully you can. So when you open, we're going to make this our inhale, and then exhale, everything closes. Really good for rib mobility. Inhale, open. Breathe into your side rib. Feel that lateral expansion. Exhale, close. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So while we're here, it's just nice. This shoulder joint can get really sticky. So I want you to start to rotate it in a circular pattern. Breathing into this. Keep that 360 breath going. Our shoulder is a ball and socket joint, so it does like circles, but we kind of forget to do circles in our everyday movements. So this is really, really nice. Don't overstretch, just go to where it feels good, even if that's a smaller range of motion. That's okay. That's you honoring, listening, and respecting your body. And your body is different every day. So we kind of have to be flexible, switch directions. I know that can be hard for some of us, but we have to be flexible. We have to give ourselves grace. We have to listen, use our intuition. Circles, breathe. Remember your 360 breath. I'm going to keep cueing that because it's so easy to forget it and to move more into that shallow breathing or into a holding breathing pattern. And I don't want that. I want it to stay really functional today. All right. Doesn't that feel good? While we're here, real quick, before you get up, put your hands on your ribs. This is what I do before I go to sleep. Most nights, I put my hands on my ribs, and I'm going to inhale for 4. Feel that expansion, and then exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. In through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth for 8. It's a great way to cue your body that, guess what? It's time to go to sleep. We need that parasympathetic nervous system state to fall asleep. Move into the other side. Take your time to switch to the other side. Gently come down. Get comfortable. Get set up. Knees are bent. Hips are stacked, aligned and stacked, not one in front of the other. Don't be twisting. Hand comes forward. You're going to inhale, open. That's your in-breath. And exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. I am noticing I have a lot less mobility on this side. Inhale, open. I'm not stopping because of the wall this time. I'm stopping because of my range of motion. That's okay. I've been kind of tight these days, so I feel that. Inhale, open. And we're not symmetrical, but we do strive for muscular balance. When you're aligned, the muscles don't tighten up on one side or get weak on one side, so there's not as much compensation. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Really good job. All right, let's do those circles. It doesn't really matter which direction you start in. We're going to do both directions. Just let it flow. We're kind of sticking to that even breath here. It's about 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale through the nose. Notice in the body too, I like to do body scans frequently. If you're holding on to any tension, that's just not necessary. So sometimes we'll find we're like tightening up our toes or our jaw, somewhere that we don't need muscular tension. I call that gripping. Okay, one more in this direction. Getting the shoulder joint, the synovial fluid, so the lubrication it needs to function. Switch directions, and this is not under load, so that's nice. So it's getting its range of motion in, mobility in, without a lot of resistance. This is really good if you do a lot of weightlifting or resistance training to have mobility and flexibility and stability, all the abilities, right? Into your programming as well. That was a nerdy yoga joke. All right. Let's do one more. So a good time, I just noticed my mouth was dry. I've been talking a lot, but this would be a good time to just stop and grab some water if you feel like you need some water. I do, so I'm going to honor my body and do that real quick before we go into our next pose, which will be a scorpion. So you're going to lie down on your belly. Much better. Okay, so we're lying down on our belly. You might need a little more space for this one, but we kind of just like opened up the upper back a little bit. This is going to work a little bit into the lower back. I'm rise up just a little bit here on my forearms. You can even have your head down flat. And what we're trying to do, the goal is not to get the foot to touch the floor on the opposite side unless you can. It's really to get more of this fluid, dynamic motion in our torso, in our low back area, in our hips. So it's just a side to side. You kind of have like the scorpion tail. And you're going side to side. That's it. Play around with it. Let me try not to kick my water. Good. Keep it going. Side to side. And then come to center, bringing the hands directly underneath the collarbones. So fingertips underneath collarbones. Relax your butt. I want you to start by curling the toes under. We're going to press up. This is too high for you, then sit it out and lower down. This is a McKenzie stretch. So it's using corrective exercise. And if you have pain when you kind of round forward, the idea is to get you a little bit more of that extension in the low back to counterbalance all the flexion we do throughout the day. But while you're here, I want you to remember that 360 breath. And I want you to relax the lower body. So don't clench up your butt or your pelvic floor. Keep everything relaxed. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 4 more. You might be feeling this in your triceps. Haven't done a lot of upper body work. You might feel it there. 2 more. Inhale up. Don't hold your breath. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Okay, very carefully press it back all the way to child's pose. So that means our big toes are touching. We shift our hips back and we lower our head down. If you don't have the flexibility today to go all the way down, you can stack pillows or stack your fist here for a more relaxing child's pose. When you get there, just stay there. You don't have to look at me. I'll talk you through it. In our child's pose, I want you to feel heavy. Feel the weight of your body settle down into the ground. Now we're going to really get connected with that pelvic floor and the butt area and the low back. When you inhale, it's not all about the belly expanding or even the ribs expanding. I want you to feel the stretch on your inhale in the low back, pelvic floor, and butt. So breathe down low. Let's try it. Breathe in, feel the stretch, and breathe out, release. Everything relaxes in towards the midline. Breathe in, feel expansion in your back body, and exhale, release. There you go. You can breathe in through the nose, feel the stretch, and you can exhale out of the mouth, sigh and release. That can feel really good to your nervous system. We're starting to come down and to relax towards the end. Breathe in, explore your breath, breathe out. 2 more like that. Breathe in, feel the stretch in the butt and the pelvic floor, and breathe out, relax. Breathe in and breathe out. And just notice as you're doing this, I want you to continue breathing like that. Let it become more automatic. Notice that the belly is pressing into the thighs a little bit here. But if you're trying to get that 360-degree breath using the respiratory diaphragm, we really want equal pressure. So we want to inhale and everything stretches equally. It opens up and then everything comes in. And restoring this function restores so much health and balance to the nervous system. And we are into our 4th part of this class. We're into the back pain area. I want you to slowly lower back onto your belly, just where we were for scorpion. And you're going to make a little pillow for your head. So cross one hand over the other and then rest your head down. Okay, you stay there and I'm going to sit up. This is a way to keep the belly out of it because a lot of our pressure goes forward. That's why you see people, especially men, with herniations in their belly. Or maybe the pressure goes too quickly down. That would be more of a prolapse in the pelvic floor. Or it goes out in the low back area. But what we really want for pressure management and health is equal pressure. So as you're here, this is a great place to access the low back. So if you have been tightening up on your inhale a lot, if you're super anxious, maybe you're in pain, this is a great position, as long as it feels good for you, to get a passive extension in the spine. So a little bit of a back bend in your low back while you're breathing into that back body, and use your inhale to stretch those muscles. So you breathe in, stretch, and then slowly breathe out because we're starting to downregulate the nervous system coming into the end of our class. I'd like you to take longer exhales. Inhale, feel the stretch, and then take a longer exhale. 3 more like that. Inhale, feel the stretch in your low back, pelvic floor, butt, belly, side body, and then exhale. Take your time. Doing so good. You're safe. You're secure. Breathe in and breathe out. This is so good for your mind and body. Last time, breathe in, feel the stretch in the low back, and breathe out. Release it. Let it go. Good job. Coming back to hero's pose. So we're back onto our knees. Big toes are curled under. You could take a quick toe stretch if you wanted to flip the toes and get a little stretch in the back of the feet. I have found for people who have back pain, who have pelvic floor dysfunction, and I found that the feet can get really tight, like the fascia in the feet. So this is a good stretch for your feet. You can see, like this. Feels good. Might feel intense though if you've never done it. So let's come back, toes down, place one hand on the other, thumbs to press down, close your eyes. To downregulate the nervous system, I'm moving you into just one round of box breathing. That means we're just going to do about 8 breaths today. It's going to be an inhale for 4 seconds, 360, inhale, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold. Let's begin. So fully exhale, then begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Feel that 360 expansion. Hold your breath. Try to relax during the retention. Slowly exhale. Release the air. And hold the breath at the bottom here. Breathe in. Feel the expansion. Hold the breath. Nice and gentle retention. Exhale. Release the air. Hold at the bottom. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. You have 3 more breaths. Breathe in. Feel the expansion. Hold the breath. Exhale. Hold the breath. Last 2. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. So I'm checking the time. Oh, we have gone late. Please stay with me if you can. I'm going to move you down to your back, and we'll finish up with a happy baby pose and then our shavasana. So I want you to grab the inside of your feet, open the hips, breathe down into the pelvic floor like you've been practicing. This is a great place to open up this whole area. Take a couple breaths here. Really good job. We'll finish today with a quick progressive muscle relaxation and a few humming deep breaths. So this is our last little posture before we move. And I'm rocking a little bit. You're more than welcome to. Sometimes I rock a lot. Whatever feels really good for you here in this position. But after you've taken a few breaths, I want you to gently lower the feet down and start to expand the legs out in our final resting pose. So get comfortable. Legs are extended out is ideal. If you need to have your feet flat and the knees bent, you can. But this is ideal. Palms face up. Close your eyes. Settle in. I think of this as our marination position where we're marinating, allowing everything that we've worked on to settle into not only the nervous system, the cells, the muscles, the bones, our heart. Just allowing the work you've done to settle in. We think sometimes we need to do more and do more, but sometimes we need to do less. I know that that's the case for breath work, especially air hunger. I know it's been the case for me with chronic low back pain. Sometimes it's about doing less. Eyes are closed, body is relaxed. So a half contracted, tight muscle is also usually a weak muscle. What we're going to do here is we're going to fully contract. So we are going to tighten our muscle. This is why it's called progressive muscle relaxation. But then once we've tightened it, then we get to fully release it. So let's start with our right leg. It might lift an inch or so off the ground. I want you to point the toe. I want you to tighten the thigh. Bring a lot of tension and squeeze that right leg. Even your butt might squeeze. And then exhale, fully relax. Now, when you're here, tightening, don't hold your breath. So lift the left leg up, breathe. Tighten, though, the leg, the thigh, the calf, the toe. Squeeze, bring tension into that whole entire leg. Then on your next exhale, relax it down. The legs are fully relaxed. Now squeeze your butt, squeeze your pelvic floor. Bring awareness to that area. You might even lift a little bit in that area. Squeeze, don't hold your breath. On your next exhale, relax and let that area go. Soften. Good. We're just going to go straight into the upper body. So I want you to pull your shoulders up. They might lift up. Lift both arms at the same time. Squeeze, make fist of your hand. Tighten your bicep, tighten your arms, squeeze your shoulders up. Bring a lot of tension to the upper body. Squeeze and tighten both arms. Keep breathing. Keep squeezing. And then on your next exhale, slowly relax and release it down. Release any tension you're still holding. Moving to the face, I want you to scrunch up the eyes, scrunch up the nose, scrunch up the mouth, squeeze that area nice and tight. Bring a lot of tension to the face, and then exhale, relax, and release. If you tightened up anywhere else, let that area go too. Last one we're doing, I want you to open your mouth, stick out your tongue, open your eyes really wide, stretch the face. Stretch it open. Keep breathing through your nose if you can. And then on your next exhale, soften. Eyes closed. Mouth is relaxed. If the mouth slips open, I want you to gently keep the lips closed. So keep the mouth shut. Take a quick body scan and notice if there's anywhere else. Sometimes for me, it's that pelvic floor area. Anywhere else that's holding tension. Good, and we're finishing our class with just a few humming bee breaths. You'll inhale 360. On the exhale, keep your mouth closed, and you will make a humming sound on the exhale. It sounds like this. Inhale, exhale. And go as long as you can. It's just a humming sensation. We do want a longer exhale than inhale. So let me cue you through this. Play around. It's okay. Approach this childlike. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale with a hum. And go as long as you can. Maybe a gentle pause at the end. And then repeat again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hum. Just about 8 seconds maybe. We don't have to force it. And repeat. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hum. That vibration creates more nitric oxide in the nasal cavity, really good for us. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hum. If you're not the same pace as me, don't worry, you go at your own pace. Let's do 4 more like that, your own pace. Breathing in and humming out. Find your rhythm. Just about 3 more breaths. You're doing great. Play around with the tone of the hum, with the amount of vibration you can get. Last 2. And last 1. If you've never done humming bee breath, I just want to thank you for trying something new with me today. There was a lot of different breathing techniques that maybe were new to you, from breath of fire to box breathing to 360 breath and this humming bee breath. One thing in my program is I teach you all of these, and we get really good at practicing them and finding the right ones that are most effective for you. So if the arms aren't already down, palms facing up, move them there. Eyes are closed. As we close our practice, I just want you to thank your body, thank yourself. Maybe find something you're grateful for in this moment, and perhaps even taking time to pray or connect spiritually. If you can stay in this position longer, I would invite you to. Unfortunately, I have to go pick up our children today. So I'm going to slowly come out of it. And if you are ready to come out, you can join me. If not, I really encourage you to stay laying down for a little bit longer. Just rest. You don't have to, if you don't have anywhere to go, you get to stay laying down. But for the rest of us, roll over on your side. Take a moment here. Never just shooting up out of this position. You want to ease out of it. After a few seconds, I'm sorry about my necklace touching the microphone. After a few seconds, come up, come to seated position. I know this went longer today, so I want to thank you for your patience. I hope that doing this practice was really beneficial for you. Maybe you learned a few moves that you can add into your either nightly routine. I love to stretch right before bed, or maybe an easy morning routine to gently wake up your body and get things moving. And hopefully you found a really good breathing pattern that's going to support not only your nervous system, but your physical well-being. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Other than that, breathe well, live well, and speak well. Have a wonderful day. Bye.